We are now recording, and welcome to using Commons in Canvas LMS. My name is Marcia Carrillo, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at mcarrillo.edu. And there is one of my emails that I'm willing to share out. I do help Alice with some of her premium. This is a premium workshop, and so she gives me an opportunity to share some of the things I'm doing with Canvas because she is more of a Google person, and you're not going to learn every LMS out there. So thank you for having me, Alice, and thank you for those of you that are joining me. This is about Commons. And so what I'm going to do is give a little overview, and then we will practice, and then that'll be it. So one of the things is if you want to go, of course, you can go to your Canvas dashboard. That's what I would recommend. Or if you just want to watch me at first. And so I'm going to go ahead and log into Canvas. This is the free version, which is wonderful. If you have the differences, if you're with your school, then it links to your grades. But for professional development, this is a great place to also create things and share them out. So I'm on my dashboard where my courses are. And what we would want to do is over here in the left-hand sidebar, you click on Comments. And this is the menu at the top here. So this is where you could search for something. These are things that somebody shared specifically for you, with you. These are things that you've imported. So already in this particular class, I imported these three things. And one of the things is if somebody does do an update to a course you've imported, then you will find that out. You can also, as you're searching around in comments, you can favorite things. Anything you favorite would show up in here and be easy to access. So if there's a topic that you're looking for, that's where we start right here with the sharing of that. Okay, so that's the Commons menu. How do we share to Commons? Okay, so we're back here and I'm in my dashboard again. And you can share complete classes or, yeah, we're not going to go to that one. So I made this class called Professional Learning for Educators. And that's a class that has 3 modules, and one of them is called the Culturally Responsive Teaching Practices module. And so what I would do if I want to export that is at the top, you go to the 3 dots, and they don't really call it export, they call it share. But from the share, this comes up. So you can say how you want to share it. Is it copyrighted? No, mine is not. I'm going to put it a public domain. What's the name of it? You can describe it. And if you want some tags, and then you can add an image to go with it. Then this would be where they kind of make you click these things. What grade levels is it for? So mine were actually for kind of undergrad and graduate because they were professional learning. And then it's a simple share. So after you fill that out, it's a share. I'm going to go back to my dashboard. And so this is one that I made. So you already have something made that you want to share. So you made something and you know what? I want to share it with my colleagues. So you can specifically share with certain people or just make it public. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to actually model the actual process. I did a webinar based on Alice Keeler's template tab, and I'm going to make that public. So I click on the three dots and I click share to commons. It makes me authorize, and I'm going to say it's public. So that means any Canvas common user can use it. It is not copyrighted. It's public domain. And description, using Alice Keeler's template tab add-on. It is a Google spreadsheet product. I'm going to probably put sheets in here and professional learning. Let's see if I have an image. So this is where you could browse your computer and you could put a little image here. I'm just going to put that just to be fun. I can't have it blank. And I'm going to again say this is for upper graduate students, and share. And then it takes a little while to do its thing. Now, how would we know if it made it out to the world? If it made it out to comments, what would we do? So I'm going to go to comments now. And if you want to, you can too. And you're going to look at template tab by Alice Keeler add-on. Let's search for that. So right here at the top, I'm typing in template tab by Alice Keeler add-on. Okay, it's not there yet. It's not there yet. Go back to my comments. And so that takes a little while to process, but one that I know that will be there is one that I shared earlier. And so that's the one that I had advertised as you being able to get by using this. So you'll go to culturally. So I'm wanting you to search now. That's how you share. And then we will do this part also as soon as we find it. So this is what I want you to do is go to the comments and search for culturally responsive teaching practices. And this is what's going to come up right here. Culturally responsive teaching practices. So I put that out to the universe. And I'm not an expert in culturally responsive teaching practices. So there is mine right there. So once you find it and you say, oh, I like that one, I try to hit favorite, it won't let you. You're wondering, what do I do? What do I do? You need to click on the underlined words here. And notice in green, it tells you this is a module. Now look, there's other people that made ones and they're probably great. So this would give me a chance to look at somebody else's. This lets you know how many people favorited it, how many times it was downloaded. And so that lets you know maybe it's pretty popular. You know, over here, this one has been downloaded 268 times. Sometimes that makes us say, I think we're going to take a look at it. So what I do is I go to this. I have some choices. I can copy a link. I can make it a favorite. And I can import and download. When you go to import and download, I need to select where I want it to go. Which class do I want it to go in? So if I didn't have any classes, nothing would show up. I'm just going to pick biology. You have successfully started the import. It may take a while to see your course changes. So I picked in biology was the class that I picked. And here's my biology class. We're going to go see if it made it there yet. And there it is. It puts it at the top.
So what did I miss? I tried to, it says import download. How do you tell it to import instead of, oh, import into course or download? Okay.
Yes, it just does it automatically.
Okay.
So did you pick my class?
Yeah.
Quarterly?
Yeah, I'm putting it in my sandbox.
Okay, it sometimes it takes, there's not a time limit. I don't know exactly, but I know that a few minutes later when you go look, it should be there.
Okay.
So that makes me want to search for other things because I found my own things. I started saying, well, you know, this is where we want to, this is one of the powers of Canvas, isn't just sharing what we've made, but is, of course, is finding other people's ideas. So just spreadsheets. And again, we would click on the link here, import and download. You got to tell it where it's going to go to. And I'm going to tell it biology. Mine does, so right here, import into a course, and this would be download if you didn't have a course, is what and then it would show up in your, well, it could show up in a couple different places.
Well, when I did download, it was showing up as a zip file.
Okay, as a zip file on the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that may be why I've had trouble getting them in before, because I didn't understand that distinction.
Yeah.
And
so to me, I usually want it in the course, and then you can delete things or whatever you want to do, but get it into even if it's just I call it sometimes a practice course. That's what I do. So let's see if it made it in there yet.
Does it matter if it's a published course?
No, it shouldn't matter if it's a published course. So I'm going down to the bottom here. Okay, yes, it actually shows it at the bottom. I was wrong about that. I was wondering why, because I said, usually anytime you add a module, it always goes to the bottom. You do know how to move it. I like to move things to the top. That helps my students, that helps teachers. Yeah. So the 3 dots, I'll go here, move module. And it says at the top, and I just move it to the top. Because
I'm pretty Canvas illiterate. We're supposed to use it.
Okay, well, I'm a very new user to Canvas, and what I'm finding is if I want people to do things, I have to put it at the top.
Okay.
Even though it normally puts it at the bottom. Yeah. And then, of course, some of the great things is the dragging. So that's what these allow you to do over here on the left-hand side, is to just drag and move things.
Okay.
Very easy. So that's, I mean, those are some things that I've learned along the way. I publish lots of things, just because I'm like you, I want to make sure that it's showing up, that maybe, oh, it didn't show up because I didn't publish it, So just as a review, that's the Commons menu. So again, if you put things in favorite, if you just click on something as a favorite, it'll just be sitting there. So, one day you just find a bunch of stuff. And then sharing to Commons. And then again, the import. I think we normally just want to import. We don't probably want the download.
It doesn't, I mean, it seems like if you download it, then you have to upload it. So
yeah, you're going to have to upload it later. So I'm not sure, who's using that feature.
Well, I mean, it may be if you're,
I know, I haven't had that need yet. Yeah. But I guess there's probably a time.
Or, if you're hanging out on somebody else, I don't know if you're.
Somebody else's something. There's got to be a reason, I guess, but I'm not needing it at this point. So this is a module that I actually made, but since I'm not an expert, I used other people's information. So like on this explain portion, that's where I actually used a UDL approach here. You can listen to a podcast, watch a video, or read an article to learn more about culturally responsive teaching. I'm referencing this book, Culturally Responsive Teaching in the Brain. And we're offering this to our teachers as one of their choices. And then it goes into just kind of share what you learned from that. And then this is the page that my colleagues told me they liked the best. So if you were able to import this into your sandbox, these are all ready to go activities. And I think that that's what teachers really want at this point, especially during the pandemic, is we don't want to have to create things. I want to find something that's already made. So that's one of the reasons I just decided to share it out to the public. You can limit things, but this is just allowing me to go from my school account, and then I'll make something in my school account, shared it out publicly, and then I imported it into my public one that I can easily share with people like you and others, and just point out that that's a feature. So any questions that we have on that? Anybody in the anybody who wants to ask any questions, this would be the time to do that. And I can model again what I'm talking about if you want me to.
I think this is good.
Now you can also just do an assignment, right? So you would do it the same way, share it to Commons. So you don't have to do the whole module. I've found some modules and complete courses. And I think that was actually one of the goals of many schools going to Canvas is, what if a class doesn't have any curriculum? So maybe somebody out there has made something, for example, for diesel mechanics. I think I found one class for diesel mechanics, but it would be in something, and you can download, as long as it's public, and that's it. If you find it on Commons, you're going to be able to more than likely import it into your class. I haven't found anything that I haven't been able to do that. It wouldn't be showing up. I think we had I like that as an idea. So somebody's sharing, at the end of the school year, I will be publishing my course on the Commons so that I can always go back to it next year. Then I can import it again for the next year. I like that idea. And if you haven't used to me, use a different email, your private email, and have a account on the free. That's kind of a thing that I do. So I know I have a sandbox also, but you just never know how things change at your school. And all of a sudden we're not using Canvas anymore and all your stuff. I don't know.
Well, I've always designed all my stuff in my own Gmail, and then I transfer over what I am going to use to the school.
Okay, so it supports that philosophy of if you make things in one account and want to share them with another. So
theoretically, I think my school district thinks they own, every breath I take. But
so you like to make it on private?
I design and I develop in my personal Gmail, and then I have like an airlock where there's this one drive, one folder on my school drive that I managed to share to my personal drive. So it's I call it the airlock because I can, I mean, the thing is, it's like my personal G drive is synchronized to my computer, so I can just
Okay.
load it if I have to, but I can also just switch things directly, if I get a
Mhm.
Google Doc. from
Did you
somebody
have any other questions, Terry, about Canvas, or did
I
anybody
don't know
else?
enough to have any other questions.
Okay.
I was just sort of hoping to get something by
I will
osmosis.
say, I don't know if you've taken my drip course through Alice Keeler's premium membership, but the drip course is a weekly. So I would put, like today, I'll put the first thing, okay, that I made. It is called week 1. So it's 6 weeks of activities,
Yeah.
and it would start you with the basics. 001.
Well, I mean, our district started out with like an 8-week course that we were all supposed to finish before school started.
Yes.
And then they took it down to like a 2-week course, and still a lot of people didn't do it. So I think now they've got it down to like, 3 days. So I just have to find that one. It's like we don't have to start using it yet. We're like
Okay.
next year we have to.
Okay.
And we've just had so much else going on. I was
Yeah.
like,
I would
not
definitely work on it over the summer because we did that at the beginning of the year and it was a lot of
It was
information.
too much, too fast.
yeah.
This Liz, I know that Mrs. Duran, Miss Duran, she's been using it even during her student teaching, I think. But she's been using it all year. But this document that I just put in the chat is like basically welcome to Canvas. And I have some videos on just very short videos on navigating Canvas. And
Are
it's
those
just-
on the Alice Keeler site?
they are, that is one that you can sign up for, Terry. And if you check in with her, tell her you're interested in the Canvas class. If you don't see it.
Well, I mean, I have a premium membership.
I know, just that way she'll send you the link that
Well, I don't want to do a drip class.
okay, you don't want a drip class.
No, I just
Okay.
want somebody to tell me how to figure this out in 3 hours.
Okay.
That's going to be hard.
I know. Well, I mean, the thing is, it's like I have been, training people to use software since the 1990s.
Right.
And so it's just really irritating that Canvas is so weird and so bizarre that it just doesn't correspond to anything else that I know. It's like I'm usually the person that has it all up and running, in 5 minutes.
It was a little clunky for me, but I got the hang of it and I'm pretty happy with it. Terry, I'll be offering probably every other week. I'll be offering things, and since I'm hearing what you're saying, I think other people that are in my district and in the area, they also want to just like, how do we get started? So one of my first ones would be is how to create a module, basically. So I could do that one next time if you're interested.
Yeah,
Okay.
that would be good. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for coming. And that's it for today.
All right. Thank you very
All
much.
right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.